Hey everyone, just me here tonight underneath the stacks of the New York Public Library. Eric and I are off this week, but I've dug out something fun from our archives. This past summer, me, Eric, Jaime, and our good friend Tess Pfeifle from Astonishing Legends set up a booth at ParaConn in Ansonia, Connecticut, with a sign that said, "Tell us your ghost stories." As you might imagine, we got hours and hours of some really fun tape. I found an hour of us just goofing around at our booth. The audio is obviously a real freaking ride because we're in the middle of an armory with hundreds of people packed into it. But I still think there's some fun stuff here. Maybe not a great one to start with if this is your first time here, but you do you. It's Brian and Eric Don't Belong Here. Stay with us. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another night into the strange and the macabre. I'll be flipping over to our ParaConn adventures in just a moment, but I need to tell you guys about a friend we made that weekend first for a couple of our early conversations to actually make sense. So across from our booth all weekend was this faith-healing exorcist named Biff Saunders. I think Biff would admit to you himself that he's kind of a character. He was the stout, shaved head, bearded, pure pro wrestling persona of a dude, and would often come over to our table unsolicited and tell us stories about how Lorraine Warren helped him understand his gifts of faith healing and how he's used them to battle demons and help people. He would explain that he sees things, and I quote, "just like the movie Ghost with Patrick Swayze, man." One of the key features of his booth was this comically large blue lawn chair. When Eric asked him about it, he explained that it was for the big guy to watch over his work. I have his business card in front of me as we speak, and I think reading it will give you a pretty good idea of his whole deal. Hello. My name is Steve Biff Saunders, a.k.a. The Healer. Divinely connected to God, Source, the Creator. Through Him, all things are possible. I stopped counting after 1,000 miracles in His name. Healings from A to Z. Everything is possible from Him through me. From physical healings to mental cleansings to removal of negative attachments and exorcisms. Also, connect to the other side with the strong possibility I can connect you with loved ones directly. In addition to healing you of your demons, he could help you speak with deceased loved ones. So, we watched Biff all Saturday afternoon, having a front row seat to his exorcisms, removing demons and negativity from people for free. His booth had a pretty huge line, and we watched people having what looked like pretty powerful experiences. At one point, he was holding a crying woman in his arms, and as we made eye contact, he gave me a very exaggerated wink and a thumbs up. Like I said, real character. So obviously I know that either Eric or I are going to have to sit down with this dude, which Eric agreed, but he gave me a very firm, I don't want to do it. So I find some time to sit down with Biff, which wasn't easy. Even though he was excited to do his work on me, he was very in demand and there were very few windows of opportunity. But finally, we find a minute and he sits down with me and he explains, "Brian, we all have demons. They come for us in our weakest moments and tell us to doubt ourselves. They tell us to give up and to not trust in ourselves. They're very real and very powerful. But the good news, Brian, is that they're afraid of me. They're afraid of my power and my gifts." So he had me stare him straight in the eyes, his face uncomfortably close to mine, considering that we're still in the middle of a pandemic. And he instructed me to keep my eyes on him, and that the demons would try to have me look away. Anytime I twitched or I blinked, he would growl, "Away!" or "Focus, Brian!" So he told me to raise my arms anytime I felt a tingle in them. I didn't really, but I wanted the full experience, so I humored him a couple of times. He explained that the tingle was demons trying to resist him. He'd drag his hands down my arms and then dramatically hurl them away, taking the long, heavy breaths after exerting all of that spiritual energy. So after he'd assessed that I was full of demons, he went on to say, "Brian, I understand that we're all on our own journeys. May I say the Lord's Prayer?" Whatever you gotta do, Biff. Biff gets in my face real close, his eyes wide and manic, and begins shouting, "Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name." And we went through the entire thing 3 or 4 times until he was satisfied that the weight of evil had been lifted from me. We then moved on to his signature move, connecting me to a deceased loved one. The process here is something of a blur in my memory. I'd just been shouted at for the past 15 or 20 minutes. All I know is that while I went through the process as instructed, sat there quietly, and then told Biff that I had had a moment with my deceased grandfather, nothing really happened to me. Still, I told Biff that I had a very positive experience with him, which wasn't a lie, and I made my way back to our table. The next day, before the con started, Biff made his way over to our table, as usual unsolicited, and threw down a white t-shirt with an American flag on it, and then signed it with a Sharpie, Biff, with a smiley face. I wear it to bed frequently, and it's my favorite shirt. I think that's all the context you need for any mentions of Biff over the next hour, though I worry I have now offered more questions than answers. But I hope you enjoy this bit of goofing around, and we'll see you next week. Okay.
Wearing a polo.
We have begun the Brian and Eric Don't Belong Here ParaConn Power Hour bonus episode. Here are the rules. We are behind our table, our Brian and Eric Don't Belong Here moon base station. On ParaConn, Eric has spilled water all over himself.
That's how I like to start these things.
But this is actually a great way to introduce the rules of the next hour. This will be released as its own individual bonus episode. The rule is we cannot put down the microphones for 60 minutes.
For any reason.
Some other stipulations. The microphones, of course, have to be connected to the... you can't just unplug the microphone to go to the bathroom.
I feel like the deal is the microphones have to be in each individual microphone has to be in the hand of a living person.
Oh.
Because what if we get an interview?
Yeah, like we could hand one off.
A great point.
It just can't be can't be dead.
They can't be dead.
It can't
I like
go on
that.
the table.
Okay. So someone can get your back and like grab a microphone. Got it. It is not a challenge.
One mic per person. One person can't hold 2 mics, for example.
Oh.
So like I can't hand off my mic to you to bounce.
Got it. So it's one.
One mic per person.
Wonderful. So you have to nominate a dedicated champion.
Exactly.
Let's get predictions now. Is this going to be a good episode of podcasting, or is this going to be a bad?
I can't see how it would be bad.
This is a note to myself more than it is to you guys, because I am loud. But Nick Grossman is on stage right now, and I do want to be polite to anybody trying to listen who is not interested in our dum-dum.
Will this pick up what's on stage right now? Will this record?
Probably,
like in the background?
ambiently. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be listenable enough. Hopefully I can do something to it in post. But we have beers. There's a beer tent outside. Having a I think we're gonna be going to my parents later to crash. They have a giant backyard, and I swear to God, like the night sky you can't see in the city.
Amazing.
And I think we were talking, it might be fun to do a spooky test out there. Eric, can you explain, Eric or Tess, maybe together, you can tag team it. We saw it in Hellier, the ghost box test, how that works. The what's it called, Tess?
The Estes method.
How does the Estes method work?
Yeah, Tess, you want to take it away?
Oh, sure. So the point of the Estes method is to add some kind of scientific rigor and blind testing to spirit boxes. Spirit boxes can easily be discounted because it's just scanning the radio.
Right.
So you could be getting lucky. You could be influenced by the question. I don't know if it'll play in this episode or an earlier episode or if Brian will cut it in, but I asked what its favorite pizza topping was, and it said spinach.
Yeah.
But Brian heard me say that, heard me ask about pizza.
Right.
So it's hard to blind test that.
Yeah.
So the idea is basically full sensory deprivation of the person acting for the spirit box. So the person would have a blindfold on, noise-canceling headphones, and the spirit box connected to them only for their ears. Then a person would enter the room and ask a question. But the person who's channeling the spirit box can't hear it. They're just going to start answering when they're given kind of a go sign, like a thumbs up or something. They're going to start repeating. The idea is this kind of legitimizes and takes away confirmation bias of a person asking a question and searching for the correct words in the radio scan.
Yeah, so basically what it looks like from the outside is like, say you come in, I'm blindfolded, I have the headphones on. I can't hear anything you're saying. I'm only hearing the spirit box. And you'll ask a question that I actually can't hear.
Yeah.
But theoretically, I'm vocalizing the clear words I hear coming through the spirit box in response to your question. So when it works correctly, it's like it would be like, Eric, what's the best pizza topping? And I, without hearing you, just say on cue spinach. For example.
Yeah. I'm gonna pull back the curtain a little bit. Some of my I don't know if I want to my personal opinion on the spirit box, or rather why I could see some skepticism with the spirit box. And it's not really. It's similarly linked to the reason you named Tess, but I've always looked at it as a. I've talked about it on the show before. I don't feel bad saying this. It is convenient for a podcast that, like, whatever we get, we could make a story around. You know, we can make a fun, creepy episode of our podcast about. And sometimes there are really kind of crazy coincidences. But, you know, we can turn a coincidence into a crazy coincidence.
Yeah, for sure.
And don't be wrong, and that's part of the fun of the spirit box. I would list it as an entertainment device more than a serious metaphysical tool of science.
Yeah.
But my question is this, it's the what effect again? The
Estes
effect. Can you not similarly do the same thing of like, so I'm just now shouting random words, but we can still, and I don't know the full context, but everybody else listening can still retrofit what's being said into the question.
Yeah, I mean,
I would say that the idea is you're not proactively listening for certain words. You're not proactively in your head trying to piece together a narrative while listening.
Sure.
So you might say spinach and have no fucking idea. Can we curse?
yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
If not, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
I just
Oh my
couldn't
God.
remember for a
I'm
second.
pretty confident none of our 67 listeners are children. So we're...
I'm thinking of this. So there are children here. Sorry, this is a slight tangent.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
We cannot swear tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Right.
On
Has that
stage.
been...
No, but like
Communicated?
no, that has not been communicated, and like I don't think we're in trouble. But like we should not. We should not.
No,
I'm going to curse
no
like a
F-bombs.
sailor up there.
All you fucking babies.
Yeah,
listen up.
Exactly.
Time to grow up.
Let them know
babies.
what's up.
Time
Yeah.
to grow up, babies. It's podcast time.
You ready
Stop
to get
being so
fucking
fucking
biffed?
small.
Yeah. You're
What?
so tiny and undeveloped.
Here's the thing. Do we? It's if we.
We shouldn't dunk on babies.
Could
I'll
we?
dunk on babies.
Could we agree on a plan? Sorry, we're just now going in a full tangent. Could we agree on a plan right now? Right now. Guys, if the live show tomorrow, and it's only a half hour, if it fully fucking tanks, we bail and we just tell Biff to come up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready to leave.
Yeah.
We'll do a 15-minute check-in.
Right.
And if it's not going where we want, we'll just go off stage.
Speaking of Biff, it's a little intimate right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Biff is really getting
okay.
into it.
We just get prepared. If there will be 3 of us on stage, if whenever 2 of the 3 of us have raised their hands, it is time to just simply drop the mics and call for Biff.
Yeah, we just leave.
Biff. We need big Biff energy.
Yeah. Oh, please never say that again.
But yes, the Estes method is supposed to keep you from looking for patterns.
Yeah.
I just want to interject one thing that just occurred to me.
Yeah.
Biff has really strong mom has a new boyfriend vibes.
Oh.
Oh, boy, howdy. Yes, he does.
You know what I mean?
Yes, he does.
And it makes me, I just hate it. Hate every.
He's really in your face.
Yeah, you're not my fucking dad, Biff. I just want to.
No disrespect to Kurt Miller, but Biff might be my dad.
Yeah, well, you never know. Actually, there is sort of an energetic similarity there.
I want to be Biff when I grow up.
When I saw you guys looking at it into each other's eyes, it was like looking into your own reflection.
Jamie and I have discussed also doing visitations with Biff.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting.
Wow, look how the tables have. Now that the lab rat went and came
Yep.
back.
Thank
You
you
were
for the
the
confidence.
Sorry.
I would be interested in seeing you guys go and see if you have a different experience than I do.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
When you went, did you go with a fully neutral mind, open?
I tried to the best I could. I definitely I did my best to. Do I know that I did it perfectly? No. But I definitely did try to I'm going to take everything that he's going to say at absolute face value and just see what happens. I'm just going to follow kind of my heart. And like I said, it was a positive experience. But do I think a supernatural magic thing happened? No. But I'd be interested in do you guys think otherwise? That would be very interesting.
I was interested in knowing with what mentality did you go into, so I could go with something different.
Sure.
And kind of compare experiences.
I will say I did not. I went in open, but kind of I also wanted to respect his space, respect what he does and what he's passionate about. So I did go in of even if I feel nothing, I will pretend I do. I kind of I wanted it. I also wanted it to be a positive experience no matter what. I did not. The last thing I wanted to do was sit there and go I don't feel anything.
Yeah.
Try again, Biff.
Yeah.
Nice try. That was not what I wanted to do. So it was, could I have, Biff, I ain't feeling anything in my arms, but yeah, they're numb a little bit, but I could have done that. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not really trying to go in and say let's see what you got, but maybe go with kind of bring my spiritual energy into it and see how it blends or meshes against his and see what happens.
Absolutely. It's Jamie. You approach things from a very spiritual level. From what you tend to approach things from a very spiritual level. From the brief but pleasant times we've hung out. And I'd be interested of do you have closer to a more powerful experience than I? Like I said, I had a very pleasant one, but do you kind of feel some power in it?
I'm very interested too in seeing what happens. I was raised Catholic, and
Same.
so I'm interested in seeing will any emotional biases from my past and my teenage angst towards religion affect it, or will my more more recent attitude, more recent just accepting attitude of the religion
Right.
affects it. Like, which of the two comes up? But then at the same time, at that point, does it stop being spiritual and starts being more psychological?
Yeah, a great question.
I have a very similar inquiry in the sense that I typically have personally a negative connotation with someone yelling at me in my face to like pray or saying prayers, just like of how I grew up at school, not in my home, because I went to religious school too. But I have had a lot of success, especially over the pandemic, with like energy healing and Reiki healing.
Interesting.
So,
Eric, we should do a show on that.
Yeah, I would love to.
I find it really interesting, and I actually one of my best friend's grandmothers is a practitioner. She doesn't practice any longer, but she's like trained like in like this kind of new agey. It's a massage. A lot of the time, people kind of view it as a massage. So you're supposed to leave not necessarily feeling emotionally fulfilled, but more like, you know, after you get a massage, you're all kind of like loose and open to experiencing new things. So like, could that happen? Because I've had similar experiences from Reiki.
It's speaking of Reiki, my wife is like trained in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you mentioned that,
certificate.
Emily, right?
Yeah. Yes, my only wife.
Yeah,
my
yeah.
wife Emily, not
Yeah.
my other wife. But she is trained in Reiki, and she's never like done it on me.
Is there a reason?
I haven't asked. I don't think.
You should go home and do it. Have her on the podcast.
I think we talked about it before. It like we came down to like a funny between us. Like I don't want to do it on you. Like you're a jerk.
I feel like you have to do it now that you've been biffed on.
Now I want Emily to do it to me.
You've let a strange man faith heal you, but you won't let me, your wife, gently Reiki you.
It's you know, I think there is a hello. I think there's an element of it's not that I won't let I'm game.
Yeah.
But like what is the conversation then if I don't vibe with it?
Yeah.
What does that mean? I don't know.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, please.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you have a ghost story?
We're in the middle
yeah.
of a challenge right now where we're just continuously recording for an hour. What's your name?
I'm Jules.
Jules.
Tell
Hi,
us your
Jules.
ghost story.
Okay, so when I was a kid, I lived on a boat with my parents, and there was a hurricane at one point, and they had to send me to my grandma's house to live for about 3 months. It was only supposed to be a week or two. And my grandma was injured at the time, and I couldn't, I was just a little kid, and I wanted to sleep in my grandma's room, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
Because she was hurt. And so I was sleeping in her spare room, and weird stuff started happening to me. I was really stressed out. My parents were, I couldn't contact them very often. I was really worried about their safety. So, weird stuff started to happen to me. And the house seemed to have something very wrong with it.
Interesting.
Faucets would run. I would wake up in the middle of the night with my face pressed up against the TV.
What?
Yeah.
Jules, no.
With static. Yeah, no, it was really, I must have been 10. I was 10 years old.
Wow.
And one night, it really came to a head. And I had a dream. And I do know it was a dream, but it seemed really realistic. And in the dream, I got up out of bed. I was really distraught. I didn't know why. And I opened the door to the spare room and, the door out into the hallway. And sitting in the hallway was a cardboard box. Just a big cardboard box.
Yeah.
Why do I feel like this is going to be a sinister cardboard box?
I had a really bad feeling about the cardboard box.
I don't blame you.
Had
So I'm
it been
standing-
there? Had it been there when you went to bed?
No, this
previously?
is in a dream.
Oh,
Yeah.
a dream.
I was dreaming this. I was definitely dreaming this.
And
but
you
it was,
knew you were dreaming.
No.
Oh.
No, not at the time. And even still, it's hard to know it was a dream because it didn't feel like one at all.
Gotcha.
So I'm just looking at the box for a while, and all of a sudden something punches it from the inside.
Huh. Nope.
And
Creatures.
This
I
dream
sh-
sucks.
yeah, it did. And I shut the door and I went back to bed. in the dream.
Yeah.
And then I woke up. That doesn't sound that crazy, but I found out about 15 years later that before my grandma owned that house, the previous owner moved out because his daughter was killed. She had been playing in the driveway in a cardboard box, and her father had run her over.
Oh my God.
Oh,
And you know, I had been telling people about that dream and that experience before I knew that this happened.
Yeah.
So that's my ghost story.
Oh my God, that is, Jules, that is terrifying.
That's awful.
Yeah, that one really fucked me up. Oh, sorry.
No, you're
No,
fine.
it's
You're fine.
okay.
You're fine.
No, and we've been hearing a lot of those, of like a weird dream and like it connects to something that happened, and all of them were crazy. That is wild, Jules. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for
Thank you,
for
Jules.
Take a card that when the show comes out, there'll be that's where it'll be. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jules.
Thank you, Jules.
I have to stop shouting while they're talking.
There's a shocking amount of dead children.
lot of
Yeah.
lot of
Lot of dead children.
Hey guys, how you
Hey,
doing?
what's up, guys?
Hi.
Have you ever seen a ghost? Have you ever seen a ghost?
Yeah.
You have? You want to talk
Do you
about
want to
it?
talk about it?
No, I get
Okay.
it. All good. All good.
Do you want some stickers? Free stickers?
Do you want a free sticker for a podcast you don't listen to?
You
I will
might
say there
listen
are
to them.
there are some youths at our table right now, and they are way too cool for this dumb podcast. They are too cool.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Or were those ghost children?
They could have been.
Could have been.
Those were cool kids.
They were cool.
Those are kids that cool kids scare me.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they could have bullied us.
Yeah.
If they wanted
They
to.
did.
And they
Yeah,
were
in the way they did.
And they did.
that quite did.
I said, do you want something for free? And they said, no.
Yeah.
It was the best burn. I really, really respect it. It's just a really deeply good burn of one of them looking among the pile of stickers that we have, picking one up, and then putting it back on the pile.
Yeah, that's nice.
It was amazing.
Sorry, Scott and Forrest.
Yeah.
It was one of ours.
It was not.
Oh, I thought it was.
No.
Just really want to make sure. Yep. Don't want this. Don't want this.
It's Tess, I'm going to throw out there. I appreciate you hustling for us. There's nothing more embarrassing than asking someone to take a sticker.
Hustle culture.
I mean, embarrassing for us. Like,
Well, here's the thing. I think sometimes, okay, those were cool teens, so it's not a true. I think sometimes teenagers are a little bit scared of adults. And remember, even though we might not feel like it, we are grown-ups to them.
Sure.
And maybe they need
Yeah.
a little, like, they don't know if they're stealing.
Oh, sure.
They don't. So I have not been saying it to any adults. But I have been saying it to children. I won't say it to babies because we're strictly on
Tess?
dunking on babies.
Tess? 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 What amount of money would I have to give you for the next baby to, like, come in our interaction zone? For you to look the baby, not the parent, the baby in the eye and go, take a sticker, you fucking idiot.
I think the parents would beat me up.
I don't think so.
Aw.
I think they'd move on from our table and not listen to our
What if
podcast.
they report us and then we get kicked out? The babies are narcs.
Babies are narcs. They are famously narcs.
They love to narc. I am noticing that Biff sessions are going longer with other people. Care to comment, Brian?
I was ready to be done.
Okay.
I think I could have sat there longer if I wanted to.
Do you think he wanted you to?
I don't think he got out of me what he wanted.
I think he really wanted to convert you to the theosophy of Biff.
I have a feeling the more he is into you, the more demons he finds.
I think so as well.
You know what I mean?
You know, but I think his Tess, a baby's coming.
What?
A baby's coming.
No, this baby loves the fan. It keeps the
Yeah,
crib by our booth.
This baby's a big fan. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay! Yay! Do you want a sticker? Do you understand English?
Tess, that is not what we asked.
Yay!
Yay! Welcome to Brian and Eric Don't Belong Here, where we interact with a baby the audience cannot see. I will throw out there, 10 out of 10, cute baby.
Yeah,
Cute
very
baby. Yeah.
We've seen a lot of 7, 6 out of 10 babies.
Yeah.
That is a 10 out of 10
That's
baby.
a 10 out of 10 baby. He only cares about the fan.
If this baby doesn't wave at me, I am going to scream.
Yay!
Yay!
All right, I reversed my dunking on babies stance.
No, yeah,
That was an undunkable baby.
This one doesn't have any pants on.
another baby.
Another baby.
With the fan.
Another 10 out of 10 baby.
Yeah.
Babies love fans. That's what I'm learning today.
That baby's having a great time. Welcome to baby commentary.
Baby
Yeah.
con.
We just put babies in front of fans and watch them.
You know what I love about podcasts?
Yeah.
When they describe something that's happening in front of them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
They just go with it.
Yeah. Eric, when we started doing this podcast in 2018,
Yeah. A lot's changed.
a lot's changed.
Our lives have taken some turns.
You know, it started 2 men after work
Yeah.
going into a room, and I
Yeah.
don't know, talking about ghosts and
yeah,
stuff.
loading up on free corporate sponsored Diet Cokes.
And now we're sitting behind a table going, "Hey, about
Hey,
babies
it's
in
a
front of
baby.
fans."
Have we given up? Is that what this is?
I gave up a
Is that
long
what that
time
feels
ago,
like?
pal.
Leave a review below and comment. Have
Yes.
Brian and Eric given up?
Yeah.
Let us know.
This is my happy zone, man. Just vibing.
Just cruising.
Just fucking
Cruising on the
vibing.
mics.
I don't know who this is for, but it's for me.
Bouncing babies. Laughing at fans.
Will a baby get on the mic?
Can we get a baby on the mic?
Baby on the
We
mic.
gotta get a baby.
It's
on the mic.
guaranteed to be our highest rated episode.
We're 24 minutes into our power hour here. Eric gave a look that can only be described as "please kill me." Eric gave me a look that articulates, "I regret my entire friendship with you."
That's me in half a millisecond trying to calculate the exact trajectory that's landed me in this moment right now. What decisions have I made that have led to this?
Just vibes.
Yeah.
I think we need to. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
Steal
Oh,
the air.
yeah, steal it.
Do you have any ghost stories?
Wow.
Holy mackerel. You want to tell us about it?
Okay.
Well,
so
take-
What's
go
your
ahead.
name?
my name is Jillian. I'm one
you
half
can
of
take the mic.
Obsidian Paranormal,
Okay.
and we just spent 14 hours at the Conjuring House.
Wow.
Wow.
Continuous.
Continuous
Overnight.
We started at.
Did you bring snacks? Snacks? What was the snack situation?
Okay, we had. We went to Panera. I made
Okay.
cold brew
Okay.
Oh.
Nice.
with oat milk creamer.
Yum.
Yeah.
Smart.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
super yum balls. And then
Yum balls, I like that.
We had a charcuterie board.
Oh.
Oh.
This
Because
is
why
like
not?
my dream.
Yeah.
Right. We had scones.
Okay.
And what else did we have?
Was this was for a ghost hunt?
For a ghost hunt.
This what bougie ass ghost hunt is
Yeah.
this? It sounds
we had a
wonderful.
fully working kitchen and we had 14 hours.
Might as
Usually
well.
With the
Sure.
metaphysical, you have to first deal
Yeah.
with the physical.
Of course.
Make sure
Oh.
you don't get hungry, tired.
Yeah.
So I laid down to take a nap because I had worked all day in my day job.
Yeah, yeah.
And as I was trying to lay down and just catch a little happy nap, something touched my toe.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, that could have been, we try to debunk, it could have been, like, whatever, muscle spasm.
Yeah.
And then it grabbed my toe and started to pull. And that's when I had to say, you are not allowed to touch me. Cut it out.
Did the
That's-
ghost respect those wishes?
It did. It
Wow.
did
Oh.
because we respected their bodily or non-bodily autonomy.
Uh-huh.
So they needed to respect ours and set that boundary. And the only other time it tried to touch anybody of our party is I gifted our guests an obsidian little crystal for Obsidian Paranormal.
Yeah.
And had blessed it prior.
to protect anybody who was there with us, and another spirit, or the same one, we don't know, because we're still reviewing evidence, touched her pocket and poked at the stone.
Whoa.
And that was the only other time that people were touched on our investigation.
Wow.
So we're still reviewing evidence. We just literally got back, took a nap yesterday, and then came here today.
And then came to
Wow.
ParaConn.
Yeah.
Wow.
Love
Obsidian Paranormal, where can we find that on the internet?
We are on Facebook, and I am working on building my webpage. We've been investigating for 2 years. My partner, he's been investigating for 20 years.
Wow.
Yep, and I've been a practicing witch and cleansing houses for longer than I want to admit, because then that tells you how old I am.
Any tips for people moving this summer to cleanse their new houses or new apartments?
Don't rely so much on sage. Sage is great.
Overrated, though.
But
Classic
sage, it's originally designed to bring in positive energy, and the indigenous people that used it would use it in a very controlled environment where they would engulf the space in sage to push out all of the negativity. And that has become where you just burn a little bit of sage and it's all good, but in order for it to be effective, you have to like smoke it out.
You really
Wow.
gotta light that
So
thing
I
up.
rely more on salt as my cleanser, because that will create a boundary.
Got
and
it.
it will also cleanse better.
Wow.
Love it.
So
Thank you.
What was your name again?
my name is Jillian.
Jillian from Obsidian Paranormal. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
you,
much,
Jillian.
guys. Have a great conference.
Grab a card when this episode goes up. That's where it will be.
Awesome. Thank you so
Thanks,
much.
Jillian.
Jillian.
All right, gang. We have entered a situation. Your boy's got to pee.
You gotta find someone to
I
hand
have
it
to
off
find a
to.
champion.
You're going to have to find Biff.
Oh, please.
Eric
Please
literally.
no.
Eric gave a look that can only be described as, buddy, I can't right now.
All right, who else do we
No,
have?
okay, first person that passes by, I'm electing them my champion.
I hope it's not the mean kids.
Maybe a baby. Maybe the baby. Maybe the baby could do it.
Babies are too weak. They could
I
never
know,
hold this
it's
mic.
true. These
Those
mics are too heavy for a
losers.
baby.
My cousin said she was going to come and bring my 2-3-year-old godson.
Brian's cousin, paging Brian's cousin.
Yeah, that would be great right now.
The only we could go with you.
We could all go to
You
the
bring
bathroom.
the mic in.
We-
We stand outside.
could do that. Are we devolving to that?
We're already there.
We do need to move to let somebody out of our cramped row.
Yeah.
We would be more polite about it, but we're in the middle of a strange power hour where we're not allowed to put our microphones down.
That's all right. I don't apologize.
You should not apologize. We're apologizing, to be clear. You are in the right, sir.
What other champions do we have? No one's even looked at us.
No,
Yeah, no one's come close.
Can we get someone to read a chapter of a book?
that. Oh man.
And you've already been biffed, so there is no. You have no. You can't be rebiffed. if
Do
you
we?
put the
Yeah.
mic down.
Can you not be rebiffed?
Spiff that
I know.
Biff.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Everyone is
bit of a
avoiding
pickle.
eye contact with
Yeah,
us.
they
They've
know.
heard her
They
call.
know we're in need.
They've heard her call
They
for
can
a
sense it.
champion. I'm literally. What if it's Tony Sparrow?
Now, he's gone, by the way. I think.
Is he
Oh.
gone?
Yeah, I think he's out.
Think he'll be back
The
tomorrow?
light just went
I
from
hope so.
Brian's eyes,
Yeah.
everyone.
Think he'll be back tomorrow?
I hope so.
I
we
hope
didn't miss
so.
our window.
I hope so. You know, but like also,
Maybe that's right.
here's the
right?
thing. I think I want to keep the mystery alive, right?
Yeah,
Never
yeah.
meet your heroes.
Right?
Sure. Sure.
I hope he's. I did, like I said, I've said it a million times before, but I don't know what tracks I'm going to use yet. So there might just be some repeats. Oh, this is its own episode, though. We have at our booth here a picture of Tony Sparrow. It's black and white with some red roses. I have written some context on the frame that he is the patron saint of Brian and Eric Don't Belong Here. This is purely, and very genuinely out of love for the man. the myth and the legend.
And not a memorial to his death.
Right.
He's alive.
He's
still
fully alive.
Quite alive. Looks
we
great.
confirmed that today.
Looks great.
He does like slim, trim, lean. He's looking good.
Everyone try to catch people's eyes, and nothing. Not even a glance.
Nothing.
It's also a tall order.
What do you mean?
Just taking a stranger, be like, hey, vamp on this mic for 5 to 10 minutes.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. I'm good with that.
I'm saying, I feel like it's hard. It's gonna be hard to rope someone in.
Oh no, I don't care. Yeah, I can do it.
What about one of these people from across the way?
It's so funny though, the difference in like vibe of like if someone hands me, it's just a different personality type, I guess. But if someone was just like here talking to this microphone for like 10 minutes, I'm like, yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm already talking anyway. I'm already making noises.
Right. In fact, it's taking breaths that is inconvenient.
Yeah, that is the problem. So we were talking about the Estes method before.
Yes.
We were derailed by me.
And Brian and babies.
True. Where were we? We were talking about the Estes method.
We were talking. First, we were covering why it is a better method than just being able to ask your question. It's supposed to be more scientific because you do not have confirmation bias of trying to find words in the static. But Brian was still doubtful of its legitimacy.
I'm presenting what a plausible skepticism, I think.
Jamie, have you seen Hellier?
Hell yeah. Yes, I have.
I made Jamie watch both seasons multiple times.
He tried to have me rewatch the whole thing.
What do you think of that, and what do you think of the Estes method?
I loved Hellier. I thought I like to follow my spirituality, but also with a little pinch of skepticism. Keeping it real as much as I can. And I kind of like thought a good 98% of it was like real, and the other 2% not necessarily fabricated, but just like the whole confirmation bias and all that stuff. But it was really good. It was actually a really good series. I wish they released more. I am interested in trying the Estes method myself.
Oh, big time.
Would you want to be the one listening to the spirit box?
Definitely.
Oh, hell yeah. Well,
Okay.
Looks like we have our volunteer.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
I feel like who wouldn't want to? But at the same time, I'm like, there's a lot of people who wouldn't want to be in that position.
Why do you think we have all decided, I'm saying we as a paranormal community and everyone from ParaConn, I'm speaking for them and with them.
As you were rightfully elected to do.
Do you think that we've decided that ghosts can control electricity?
It's a good
kind
cue.
of a gray.
I have some theories.
But to me, it's like gray or more on the black side than white, meaning I don't think so. My grandmother used to my grandmother used to dabble in Santeria before, and very into that world. And she used to say, you shouldn't be afraid of the dead. You should be afraid of the living instead.
Sure.
Meaning the dead can't really do anything to you. You're in different realms. So that kind of belief makes me think like, no, they can't really like move stuff. I think trying to do a very short answer of a very long answer. But no, I don't think they can kind of move the physical as much. So by extent, I wouldn't think that they can control electricity.
Tess,
Again, kind of like gray area. They might. Who knows?
Tess, what's your take on the?
Well, if you believe that ghosts or spirits or whatever you like to call them are energy, then if electricity is energy, it might be easier to manipulate if they're already in that form as compared to like a cupboard or a scary little doll named Annabelle.
I think that sounds good.
I want to see Annabelle.
What's that?
I want to see Annabelle.
You want to see
she's
Annabelle?
in this state.
She's in the state. You can't.
Is she here? Is the doll here?
No,
Oh.
no. I believe at Tony Sparrow's specific convention, she was available on display. The Warrens Museum is not open to the public.
Oh.
They have a zoning issue about running a business out of their house.
Fair point.
But does anyone live there anymore?
Yeah.
Oh.
I guess I don't know if anyone lives there, but it is a residential home in a residential neighborhood. You can't run a museum out of it. And it's a recent ruling, I think, only in the last couple of years. Like, you can't do this.
That's a no fun. I feel like that's a no fun.
It's a no fun.
Grandfather them in.
If someone should run for governor in Connecticut on the single-use issue of, like, the spooky museum's fine, right?
Yeah, that's okay.
Everyone's
That's not
fine with
hurting
this,
anybody.
right?
Yeah.
Someone should become governor, rule that as fine, and then resign.
Yeah. Did it.
I would go.
Yeah.
I would go. And I would vote for them.
Yeah.
I live in Washington, D.C., but I would figure out
All
a
right,
way.
gang, we got to move.
Okay.
Yeah. All
If anyone
right.
drops their mic, they lose. No, you're good, brother.
You're
You're
doing
good.
great.
We're the bad guys here. Let's be clear.
I agree. All right. Slight.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey, guys.
Oh,
All
okay.
right. No
All right.
problem. No pressure.
Wow, almost worse than just being ignored.
Yeah.
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 Wow. Oh.
Yeah? For what?
Wow.
Yeah. Do you want to tell a story into the mic?
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be
That's
here
a great
tomorrow
story.
if you find it.
Cool shirt, by the way. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice meeting
That'd be
you.
awesome.
We got a
Pretty
drive-by. She
interesting.
came right back to us.
I think we're gonna leave that in this bonus show exactly as is. Just long silence is mixed with
Yeah.
If you
Oh, a ghost,
would like
huh?
to hear the story, figure it out.
Yeah, reverse engineer it. She was wearing Eric and I are wearing matching skeleton T-shirts, and she was also wearing a skeleton T-shirt.
It's a pretty cool shirt.
Pretty cool shirt, man. Eric, how you doing energy-wise?
I'm doing good. I'm pretty tired. We woke up really early to drive here.
Yeah.
And we all had a long travel day. Little bit of a lull.
A bit of a low. I have a little goblin-y energy boost, which is
good.
I did not sleep last night. I don't always sleep well when I got like something to do in the morning and I gotta get up. So like I went to bed around 9, laid awake, watched Bob's Burgers in bed.
Just all night?
Just all, in trying to go to bed, and then like kind of wasn't happening, so I'd watch one more.
Yeah.
I wasn't intending to stay up, but like no, I did not get a wink of sleep.
Wow.
So around 5 a.m. when it was time to start making my way to Grand Central, I was a little like, what if we just didn't do this?
What if I just went to bed and woke up at 3?
Yeah, what if I just texted everybody like, I gotta bail. Sorry, something came up.
Yeah.
And something to sleep. So like early I was having trouble, but I have hit a wind.
Yeah.
And now I want to make some trouble.
Okay. What do you got in mind?
I've
What are you
also
thinking?
had 2 beers.
Sure. I think that's what we're dealing with right now.
I don't know. I'm game to let it come.
What if you pee your pants?
I do have to pee really bad.
What if you peed your
Biff is
pants?
eating a burrito.
Yeah, he's refueling. He's really
we should
getting
call
after
this
that
episode
thing.
The Chronicles.
The Chronicles.
The Chronicles of Biff.
It is. I think it is.
It is. I think there's something heartwarming to see a man with a connection to God who casts demons out of people just enjoying a falafel.
Yeah,
just
why
like the rest
not?
of us.
Look
I
it up.
agree.
I would like to get a tarot reading after this power hour.
Yeah.
I might do one of those too,
I
honestly.
think there's a $10 deal. One question. What question should we ask?
Oh man,
Ooh.
what question should we ask?
One question.
It's a great cue. I kind of want like a comprehensive thing.
There's longer options too.
I know. There's like a 20-minute one,
I'm
I feel
cheap.
like.
Yeah. Never been interested in tarot personally.
Yeah.
I like doing it for myself, and I haven't gotten them done by someone else since before the pandemic. So I'd like to see if I have surpassed other
Oh,
tarot
sure.
readers. Am I good enough? Should I start charging?
Yeah, you should
do
go
you-
head to head with one of these folks.
Do you mean like? Do you feel like you could see the arrangement of cards drawn and draw a more accurate interpretation?
More that am I as in tune with myself as these strangers are?
Sure.
Which I know sounds backwards, but these are professionals, and I'm a hobbyist.
Yeah, I get it.
Devil's advocate question. Is there a difference?
I
Well,
expand on that real fast.
Yeah.
Well, I just mean like, are not these tarot readers? This is like the cynical, skeptical version.
Yeah.
Are they not just putting the cards down in the arrangement they're supposed to be in, and then telling you what each card could mean, based on what the cards mean?
They're supposed to be more. If you've ever gotten a reading, they're usually more
It's more in
specific.
depth than
yeah.
that. Okay.
And
Like-
there is. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, what I think would be a success would be someone having more insight into me than me.
Sure.
That's successful. If they have
Sure.
as much or less,
Right.
goodbye, Linda.
Eric,
Yeah.
Eric, I don't know if this answers your thing or actually is just kind of larger. The cards get drawn, and like each individual card means a thing, but the individual card also means something within the context
Yeah, in
of
relation
all of
to
the
the
cards
other.
drawn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
got it.
interesting. Which, granted, no, sure, they're still, I guess, just doing that, but it is a complex combination, I suppose.
Yeah. You kind of got to read the whole gestalt of all the cards.
How do you
Right.
feel, Jamie? Because I know you have experience with using tarot or being familiar with decks. Would you ever get your tarot professionally read?
I have in the past, and I have to say, even though they've been good and like insightful, I haven't had one that has blown me away, except one that Eric and I designed. We
Yeah, it's true.
decided on a random night on a weekend, we were bored. We were like, let's make our own tarot, and we did. We kind of used a pre-existing tarot as a guide, and then just did ours with our own drawings and everything. Then decided, let's read this, right? It blew our minds away. It was the best tarot reading I've ever
Yeah,
gotten.
that actually was a crazy experience.
Yeah, Eric, you've talked about that being
Yeah,
kind
I
of
mentioned it on the
powerful
show
or-
before.
yeah.
It was actually very strange. It was very odd.
Yeah, it's there's this thing where when you make your own things, when you make your own prayers or spells or works of art or whatever it may be, you're without realizing you're imbuing it with your own energy. So it's almost like it's custom made for you, so it becomes more powerful.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of a little bit of that happens for sure.
I could see that.
I am currently flipping
Oh,
through.
God.
Yes.
The healer sign went down. It's back up. It's back up.
Whew. Oh, good. We fixed it.
Phew.
I'm currently flipping through Charles Rosenay's new book, True Ghost Stories of Connecticut, and I'm currently looking for Biff's entry.
Oh, Biff's in here?
I believe, if I'm not mistaken, Biff is in here. In which case, we gotta crack into that with our final.
Yeah, we
15
gotta
minutes,
read
correct?
that bad boy.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is.
Is there a picture of Biff?
There's a picture of Biff, baby.
There he is.
There he is. There he is.
Wow.
In his
The man, the
beautiful
myth, the
glory.
ledge.
Wait, is he the guy in the hole?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Oh, nice. It's Biff has an entry in here about meeting Ed and Lorraine Warren. I'm not going to read it verbatim. It's pretty long.
Yeah.
But it seems to be about Lorraine Warren telling Biff that he is sensitive to supernatural forces. I'm going to read that later. I bet it's actually really good.
Pick up the book. Pick up
the book.
True Ghost Stories of Connecticut. Charles
I'm
Rosenay.
going to throw out there. Charles Rosenay signed it.
I feel like Lorraine Warren was really handing out your special.
we've
card
heard
to
a
lot of
handful of those.
Yeah.
We've heard a
She
handful
was very
of those.
handsy.
people. Was she?
Well, she went like this to people. That's how she told them.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, Tess is.
Oh, thank you.
Tess was gesturing at Eric's shoulder there. I wonder if Charles distributes this out as freely as Lorraine Warren. But we do have to Brian, my favorite podcaster.
That's
Wow.
pretty nice.
Yeah, right.
Eric, how
pretty
does that
nice.
make you feel?
I feel fine.
It's to be fair, we have podcasters, but it's only out to me because
Oh.
it's only to me. But he does say in parentheses they're my favorite podcasters.
Me and Charles have a slight rivalry. It's like a subtle thing going on.
What
Subtle,
went
but it's
on there?
Yeah. What's that?
What went on there?
Nothing. Just vibes.
Spill the
Just two alpha males, just really budding horn. Really natural part of nature,
And there
and
goes the
can't fight
baby.
it.
There is a another booth here. Queerly Departed. They're outside. They make a lot of like handcrafted.
Yeah.
It is I believe a queer collective of artists making spooky like handcrafted goods. Gotta say, I picked up a handkerchief there. It's one of like pins, little
That's
magnets
cool.
and stuff. Really, really cool. I think their stuff is available online. Just a plug that I highly recommend. They had a really cool little tent out there.
Nice. Yeah. Have you guys seen any other cool booths that have jumped out at you? Or anything?
Definitely Morgue Vogue.
Hmm.
It's a lot of stuff in formaldehyde, I think it's the name.
From what?
And basically in preserving liquid.
Uh-huh.
Jars of like real animals and stuff.
Oh, weird.
Stillborn
Yikes.
animals and lucky rabbit foots and stuff like that. And maybe a little gory, but I don't know. I'm kind of into it. My science nerd side is super into it.
Yeah.
That's cool.
10 minutes. 10 minutes.
We're crushing this.
We're crushing this. This went by
Velvet
like nothing.
Libations, which is where we've supplied
yeah.
our beer. They did not give it to us, but we have been drinking it.
How
They could sponsor.
They
Brian
could
and
sponsor the
Eric.
pod.
They could
They
sponsor
could
the
sponsor
pod.
the pod.
I feel like we have to trick somebody here. I mean, persuade. Entice someone into sponsoring our podcast here. Right?
Yeah, I think it's possible.
I think it's possible.
I think it's definitely possible.
I think when we wow them tomorrow, they're all going to be lining up. How we all doing?
Nice.
How long have we been going for?
We
We
have 10 minutes remaining.
Oh, wow.
It's a
this
mere
this is-
600
this is
seconds.
What's that?
Mere 600 seconds.
right.
Really nothing.
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 Too easy.
We'll do it tomorrow.
We'll do it.
Oh,
We'll do
looks,
it again
it looks
tomorrow.
like some people are starting to take down their booths and stuff.
And it does seem to be the case. What time is it?
Including
keep
our
asking.
next door
4.
neighbors.
Wow.
What's up, Jamie?
Including our next door neighbors.
Yeah, our next door neighbors.
It's
We're here until the bitter end.
That's
Can't
right.
wait to see the magic show later tonight.
Oh man, Kreskin's gonna blow us away.
Kreskin.
Blow his knee out.
Or blow. Yeah, exactly.
Poor Kreskin, man. He
That was
did
dramatic.
seem to be in very legitimate pain.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
yeah.
wasn't doing well.
I'm making fun of it, but I'm not a good person.
Yeah. No,
Tess,
he was hurt.
Tess, on our train ride over here, you spent a long time. Not as if not an inappropriate amount of time, but just you did specifically like I used to be a bad person.
I did.
Really?
Yeah.
How so?
I don't know if I can get into it.
If you don't want to get into it, you don't have to.
On
You're welcome
air.
to, but
Okay.
you don't have to.
Yeah, we can keep this off air if you want.
No.
Well, no, because we're in the
Say
power
beans
hour.
if
But
you
True.
want.
I can say some smaller things. I was a terror in high school, my senior year specifically.
Okay.
Kids who didn't want to drink, I pressured them into drinking.
Whoa.
Kids who wanted to cheat off me, I would let them cheat off me and then tell the teacher.
Get out of here.
I'm pretty sure Brian said, "You little cop." To
Yeah,
that
yeah,
comment.
yeah.
But yeah,
I think that's
was-
entrapment.
Yeah, you were a bad kid.
I'd love to plug therapy
Yeah.
and SSRIs.
Sure.
Because, wow, what a combo, guys and gals. But if you are on SSRIs, don't drink grapefruit juice. No grapefruit mimosas. No grapefruit allowed.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Why? What
Why would I
happens?
be spreading disinformation?
I don't know.
Just
I don't
because
know.
I'm from D.C.
It just I feel like it's a juice. It's what does it do?
It just messes with your SSRIs.
Whoa.
Also using this opportunity to say don't use it when on birth control or on antibiotics. Thank you.
Yep.
No, I've actually have heard that you can't drink grapefruit juice with many medications.
I don't know what.
SSRIs are like anti-anxiety, anti-depression, anti-psych med.
Got
so
it.
think,
It's like Lexapro.
yeah, all that good stuff. Delicious.
Got it. Good
But now
stuff.
I'm so mentally well, guys. So listen to
That's good.
Astonishing Legends, mentally well.
So nobody
podcast.
cheats off you anymore. You don't pressure anybody to drink.
In my head. My
Yeah.
head. But I work from home and I live alone, so if I get angry at someone, no one knows.
There you
That's
go.
nice. That's good.
But I was also, I told Brian this, addicted to confession as a child. Just absolutely
tell me this.
addicted.
Meaning what? If you couldn't get your confession in, you
I was
felt
going
anxious.
every
you
day
felt-
at 3:45.
Wow.
Father Thomas and I had an appointment.
Did he ever tell you, like, hey?
He told my
maybe-
parents.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
Confessions were private.
I did too, but apparently if you're going every day and you're 10,
It's
they tell your parents.
It's the content of the confessions,
yes.
not necessarily the frequency.
Yeah.
My biggest offense was calling someone a bitch in my head.
Wow.
And I didn't want to go to hell for that. That's not worth it.
And also, I think it's a responsible adult decision to go like, hey, your kid is showing up for confession every day.
Yep. So I went, and long story short, my mom said, just stop being bad. Like, because I was very convinced I would die on my way home from school. I was like, a lot could happen, Teresa. That's my mom's name. In between school and getting home. And my mom said, just don't be bad, and you don't have to worry about
Nothing
dying.
to confess.
And I said, I can't not be bad.
Yeah,
I
that's
have
not
to
an
be bad.
option. Wow. So what did you do? Did you dial back the confession?
I had to. They wouldn't take me.
You were denied.
When they refused to serve you at confession, that's a
I would go into the convent. All the nuns were like, oh, God, here comes the Pfeifle girl.
wow.
And on that note, gang, we did it.
We did the hour?
We did the hour.
We did the power hour.
We did the hour. I have to piss so bad.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, we did it.
Thanks for joining us, everyone. We should be back to our regularly scheduled programming next week. Things might get a little dicey with the holidays coming up, but we'll figure out exactly how we're going to tackle that. We're on Twitter at Brian and Eric Pod, and also on Tumblr at just Brian and Eric. Those are the best places to keep up with the show. Hey, while I still have you, consider leaving a comment on YouTube or review us on Apple Podcasts, or both. They're really, actually, no joke, extremely helpful. And also, if you like the show, maybe tell a friend. Eric's not here, so I'll have to say it for him. I think we nailed it. Good night, everybody.